cultivating the sacred environment for children.
So this was, we were talking about how childbirth and just raising children and children growing up in the world is like one of the most awesomest, sacred, special things. And
ever, like you're creating a child.
Yeah, it is like priority number one.
Yeah.
Not like as a
not like we need to populate the planet.
Yeah, but priority number one as in like probably the most important thing that humans can do is make sure that the humans coming up are coming into a world and they're like being perpetuated towards being the best that they can be, and nothing in the world supports this.
Yeah, you put it as the whole thing is just a meme. Making children and raising children is just
it's treated like a meme, just like
a Lord of the Rings GIF or something.
Yeah,
like it's literally that pathetic as a way of using it or like recognizing it that it's what it is at all.
Yeah. As they grow up, they're brought up with like just no matter what direction. Like I don't even know.
I know. Yeah.
Here's like really sugary candy, basically cocaine neurotoxins that you can take as you like almost every day as you go to a school that is a place where you just sit in places
a box little thing and you're like this energetic.
Don't really learn any hands-on thing about how to feel the tactile world and experience life, and like from so early too. Like this was brought up when you were talking about some lady came in and it's like, can my 1-year-old have cheese sticks? It's like a human child that is not even a year old yet, and the parent wants to give them baby cow growth hormone formula. It's like, let's give growth hormone formula for baby cows to a baby human. It's like, this is not going to help. It's like nothing in the world caters to them.
Do they have is there a medical doctor prescribing this or something, right? It's it's just
they're given so many drugs and so much garbage to consume in terms of like material goods like food and whatnot, and like input of like
entertainment,
crap television,
media,
and whatnot.
Yeah.
Just everything from the day they are born is not treated well at all. And even like if you even start with the womb, like most adults are not even fit to have kids because they're unhealthy. They're constantly consuming alcohol and garbage food and all this other stuff, and then they go into a place that is filled with laser beam fluorescent lights zapping on them. Like so, like before they even see the sun, they're pulled out of this. Yeah. Usually in not good circumstances. Hence, like they're always like it's always a painful experience for the mother and all that. It's not the way to do it. Most parts of the world, like the vast majority of them, it's not a painful experience. Childbirth is like does not hurt if you do it certain ways. And we do it the wrong way in a hospital with like a lot of pushing and it's like treated as this like violent, painful experience. And then the baby comes out right until before it even sees the sun. It's hit by like bright fluorescent lights, and in a panicky room with nurses and doctors, and everything is so noisy and this beeping and it's just like from the moment you're born, then you like. Here's some drugs, some bad food, and then you grow up and you're like 3 or 4 and you start getting introduced to like sugar and candy and all this other nonsense, and you start growing up and you get shoved into like little boxes and sent away as daycare, like
just
stay out of life, like go to this thing, this daycare school so you can stay out of life, and when you're old enough, then you can join life with all the adults, all the people in the world who are living and like, this is what life is like. You get to sit on a side away from life and not get to live most life. Like for most of your days, you're going to be not living what life is about. And then you can come out later when you're done with childhood.
Like I don't know if what he's saying is reaching your heart, but like a dagger. But if it doesn't, just like if you can perceive like just this raw like human being, like there's nothing else that's like more spiritually human, or like this is like, you know, which like what you would do with like worshiping a real god if there was like a god or something. But we don't do that. We don't do anything
It's
close.
just a meme. It's like, oh, like let's have more kids. Like I'm attached to the idea of raising a child, so I'm just going to do it, which is like it's fine. But then it's treated like a meme.
Yeah, like
from then.
Like I just want a TV. So I'm just gonna buy a TV. Like
Yeah.
it's like that casually done most of the
I'm
time.
not going to set myself up to help this situation and do a good job at all.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna. I'm just gonna move houses. I'm just gonna do this thing that completely alters my life. Yeah. But it reflects the way people do regular day-to-day things as well. Like it's perfectly in line with that, and it's also, in a way, loosely, hilariously helpful that people do want to do that. Like just have the craving to raise a child, or have the craving to I want to go live in this city instead of this other one, or anything like that. It's good that childbirth and like raising a child, or like having a child rather, is like that, because to have a child, that is one of the most dramatic things that you cannot go away from, and there's like so much raw energetic attachment, like the actual fundamental physics of how it takes place, that there is such a dynamic connection there that there's no greater thing that's actually a change to the qualitative state and state of being of a person than doing that. So
yeah.
it's like it's the best catalyst you can have if you need to get kicked out of regular habits and start learning how to live differently. Hence people say like raising a child was the greatest thing that ever happened, or
or like
hardest thing I've ever done, but most worth it.
I love like there is that unconditional love bond created between the parents and the child. That's truly remarkable.
As David Hawkins put it, I think it was him, said like that unconditional love from a parent to a child is like the only reason that humanity has lasted as long as it has.
With all the violence and all the terrible decisions and everything that's gone on, we've actually
conditional attachments, conditional happiness, conditional everything. Then a child is like unconditional.
Yeah.
Like it's just I love this child regardless of what happens.
So to like that's it's not necessary to have a child to feel that, but if you do have one, you're likely that's going to be a pure source of that.
Which is like it's just like everything else, where it's like it's not necessary, but it is necessary in the sense of some people have bottled some things up there, whatever it is, they're something enough that they need to be thrown off a cliff to know to change differently, or they've kept perpetuating this thing over and over again, and finally this circumstance has come up. And it's not one that you can escape and just perpetuate through. It's now your entire life has changed continuously.
Yeah.
So like of all of the times that somebody can complain about, oh, I don't like what this person called me or anything, it all, if that can continue as long as it can, as soon as there's a child involved, or as soon as it leans in that direction, whether it's bottled up and then the child happened, or it keeps perpetuating and then there's a child involved, no matter how many times you go, oh, I don't like what this person said about me, when suddenly there's a child involved, the entire frame of reference shifts enough that the next time, or one of the next times that the person like complains about this petty thing that doesn't matter at all, all of the chances there for them to be like, there is something more important in life.
Yeah.
I have a child.
Yeah.